And now for something completely different. I was having my oil burner serviced. Routine maintenance, cleaning and stuff like that. And the tech stick a probe in the exhaust pipe and determined that I had a hole in my heat exchanger. And then he shut down my furnace and disabled it. Yeah, it's not really a big deal because I hardly ever use this thing. I burn wood most of the time, but he told me that a new furnace would cost $10,000 and a new heat exchanger, even if you could get one, would cost $3,000. So I said, what the heck? I'm going to take this thing apart because I got a welder. And guess what? I took it apart. And what did I find? I found a hole. I'll show you where the hole is. The hole is right. Let me get the light. Right there. Huh. I can fix that. And it's not going to cost me $3,000 either. See that hole? I'm not even convinced that that hole wasn't there from the start. It looks like crappy welding. So, I'm a burner tech now. I'm going to take this thing apart more. It's not that hard. This is just about a bazillion sheet metal screws, and the thing comes right apart. So, stay tuned while I tear this sucker down and rip out this heat exchanger, put it in my shop, and weld the crap out of it, put it back in here, call the burner tech back, have him do the test, and put my burner back in service. And guess what? When he comes here, it only costs $89. So, if you ever wanted to learn how an oil burner works, we're going to learn together. But it's pretty simple, actually. So, yeah, more tearing down. And pretty soon we'll have this big barrel-looking thing in my shop. Stay tuned. Well, somebody may recognize what this is, but a lot of you probably won't because you've probably never seen one before. This is the heat exchanger out of my ex-furnace in my house. An oil-fired hot air lowboy built in 1951. And the other day I had a guy come for a routine service, and long story short, after a little while he condemned it. So I decided to rip it apart and see what was wrong with it. And the story was that he told me there was a hole in the heat exchanger. So I decided I would try to fix it. Well, I found this little hole right here and said, I can just plug that up with some welding. That unfortunately wasn't the hole. After I got it out, I found that. Oh no. I could still fix it. But the problem is that when they condemn it, they send a letter to the fire department telling them, and then they also disable the furnace. So what that means is, even if I fixed it and put it back in service and it worked great, and then something happened, my homeowner's insurance would be invalid, regardless of whether this is the cause of the problem. You know, it's crazy, but that's what they do. So, unfortunately, with a 60-year-old stove, they can't find parts for it. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to fix it. So, next week we'll be installing a brand new high efficiency furnace downstairs. But I thought, what could I use this thing for, you know? I mean, and then what I decided is, even though there's a hole in the bottom, the whole top of it's pretty good. And it would make a really nice aluminum melting foundry. So it's out here near the shop. What the plan is I'm going to cut it up. I mean, you can see how thick the metal is. And I'm going to make one of those foundries with a real boiler. I mean, a real burner in it. And I got some kale wool coming. And so we'll make a video of it. I'm going to cut it up with my oxy torch. The outside part of it, I don't know, I'll probably just save it for pieces of scrap. But the inside part we'll make into a little furnace for melting aluminum. But I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing what's inside of a 60-year-old oil-fired furnace, as far as the heat exchanger goes. And also got a really nice blower out of the deal. Might have to employ this thing as some kind of house or shop ventilation system. But it's in good shape. Got a nice motor on it. This part of it was working great. Also got the oil gun, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So yep, new project. Probably not till the spring, but I might get it cut up before the snow flies. But going to make us a little aluminum foundry fired by propane. Already got the tank right there. And I got some pieces to make the burner. And that's the new project. Well, now for the conclusion of our little furnace saga. $7,000 later, we got a new furnace. Yep, it's a beauty. 98.5% efficient. Pretty damn quiet. Heats up pretty damn fast. Guaranteed for life. It's a real nice unit. And the guys who put it in were amazing. It took them about a day to get it in. A long day, maybe a 10-hour day. And, it was running that night, but needed some tuning and adjusting. So they came back, spent another few hours here, tweaking it, changing blower speeds and damper settings and stuff. And boy, I'll tell you, this thing is sweet. Beautiful install. So there you go. That's what happens when your furnace gets condemned. It blows up. And this is what you get nowadays. Vents through a PVC pipe. And they tell me that it's gonna save me oil. Not that I really care too much because I heat with wood, but new heating plant. So there you go.